Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. Did you know? You know when you go to the doctor and they hit you in the knee with
what did you do?
Yeah, I have super
Hey,
sensitive.
I just got back from DC.
No, I have super
stayed
sensitive.
there?
Try to do it to mine. Me and Scarlett have done that before. You can hit me like anywhere and it
Right
will
here.
react.
Why are you bringing that up?
Oh, like I'm not.
Are you
I'm not doing anything.
No, it feels like a button that
No,
I'm
I
pressing
swear,
and it likes
I
going
have
up.
really
Why are you
sensitive
bringing that up? Why
Because
did you?
mine doesn't
reflexes.
work.
You didn't hit the right spot.
Mine's broken.
Everybody's work.
Isn't that crazy?
No, I am not.
Oh, it's like a button.
Like I'm literally relaxing my leg. I'm just like my body is really reactive.
Yeah, mine doesn't do that.
You're hitting it in the
your
wrong
feet
place.
are on the
number
ground.
one.
Where you're hitting it.
No, I-
And number two, they have to be hanging.
Look,
Actually, you go to the doctor, like, wow, you got really good reflex.
Brandon, your
It
legs
looks
aren't
like
long
I'm-
enough.
It
You
looks
have
like I'm
to-
doing it, but
I think my knees are like calcified.
I mean, your legs are too long.
How? Wait, did yours do it?
you can feel it. It's right here.
Oh yeah.
She's doing it a little.
Cross your legs and do it, Brandon.
You have to have like your one leg floating and then
Somebody go get a hammer.
Brandon hit his knee.
Somebody go
you're
get a
wearing
hammer.
bar socks.
Are they bar socks? I don't know.
I don't know. Are they Kate's? Are you wearing Kate socks? Push your hair out of your eyes.
I'm telling you, it's like
You don't
calcified.
have it. Okay, now anyone try to
That
do
is
mine.
so weird.
Did you enjoy your sushi dinner?
Oh yeah, here
That
I'll
is
tell you guys.
Nobody did it.
Here, we might as well just talk about that. What?
You just
What?
did it like 1,000 times.
I just said, all right, someone do mine. Nobody did it.
Because she just did
There
it
are like
like
two conversations going on at once.
so many times.
One more.
No,
That was
you're not
weird.
hitting the right spot. It's right.
Your foot is still moving.
I feel like you're doing that to her and
All
then
right,
mine
tell us about
wants to
your
move.
Well, we should say. So my birthday was yesterday, and
And you're wearing the same pants, so.
that you went rock climbing in.
no, they were different. They were pink. These are the blue ones.
Oh.
Okay.
Where did you
I know
get
you guys are
those?
colorblind,
They're
but
from Amazon.
no, but these are from Amazon.
You got your new
but
Uggs on.
these are handmade in California.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes, a woman sews them.
She buys fabric
$60.
from Joanne Fabrics.
They might look cheap, but they're not. Yeah, that's probably from Joanne Fabrics.
Wow.
They're
I
probably.
think it's cool.
Wait,
I
and
always
they're
get
from-
compliments.
they're from Amazon?
Old guys come up to me and they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
because
that
they're
reminds
like
me of the
from back in.
90s."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool.
It looks like the cups that you like swish
yeah,
mouthwash
yeah.
with. Yeah, it does look like that. But yeah,
Dixie cups.
Kate surprised me in the morning with 30 presents for my 30th birthday.
That's so
Because
cute.
and listen to this, we went to sleep at like probably 1. So while I was asleep, she woke up and she set up all the gifts.
I don't know how you didn't wake up.
I was extremely tired, but I wake up super early to work, so I woke up at 6, and then I come downstairs and like the moods light in the living room is on, it's glowing blue. I'm like, who the left that light on? Because I remember like going to sleep and everything was turned off, and I walked down there, it like almost scared me because there was like so much shit in the living room, and it was just like she wrapped it all in black and stuff, and I was like, what the?
And let's
it
just
felt
say,
like, you know when
Kate
when
is-
you're a kid and you like come down for Christmas
Oh,
and you like
yeah.
get that feeling.
It's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
But
cute.
we did that.
Kate
and
is
then-
also the best at wrapping gifts. She makes them all look professionally wrapped.
And she's
Yeah,
the
it's
best
insane.
at getting gifts.
She's the best at everything.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything she's not good
She
at.
said she was running out of breath, blowing up the balloons at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, she
did,
like
like, a
barely
pump.
slept last night.
She was
or
like
2
sitting
nights
there.
ago.
Kim, when she did that, like blew them up by
Yeah,
mouth.
she should have at least got like a hand pump or
Right.
something.
I did it in the dark too.
Yeah, she probably did. But okay, so she did that. Oh, and then she had like a little bag, and then there was a number inside of. There's 30 numbers in the bag, and then you like, or 29, and then you pick them out.
That's
So it
so
tells
And
you
that's
which
the
one
that
to-
you-
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's the
I
one that
saw
you get.
someone was doing that. They made like an advent calendar instead of giving their like significant other gifts all on Christmas. She did
Mm-hmm.
25 gifts and made basically it was like a board that she put red Solo cups and like covered them in like tissue paper, so he would have to like break through the tissue paper and pull the number
Oh,
out.
That's cool.
So every day he
You
gets
should
to
put like
open
a
a
rat
gift.
in one of them. You stick your hand in and get bitten.
We have mice here living here.
Oh, you do?
There was a tiny little round mouse
They're
on the,
so
on
cute.
the
When your cats don't catch
door.
them.
No, they're outside.
Oh,
They're
outside.
so
That's the only
cute.
thing.
thing.
They're like literally this
little
round.
field
They're
mice.
And this
they're
big.
like little chunky balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so fat. I
Those
wonder
are
what
probably
they're
eating our
eating.
trash.
Oh.
But like they've been living in the garage, which I've known that they've been
If
there for
I
a long
had a
time.
mouse problem in my house, I don't know what I would do because I wouldn't be able to like.
Well, the thing is that if they're in your house, it's like
Yeah.
harmful to your health because they everywhere. But in the garage, I mean, like I honestly wasn't concerned. Jesse's dad would be like shaking his head right now if he heard me saying that I wasn't concerned about it, because he said when you see one, then there's usually like two, and then if you see
listen
two,
to
there's
this.
four.
We've had like probably 2 mice in our house for the last 5 years, right? I haven't seen them in a long time, so I don't know where they went. But they come behind our oven, and then they go and they just like they come out a little bit and see if there's something, and then they go right back in.
Do you remember when there was
But they don't leave any anywhere. They're like so
Oh,
good.
they're leaving it somewhere. You don't know where.
Huh? Yeah, they're great roommates.
Do you remember,
Huh?
Brandon? Do you remember when we lived at Mom's house and there was a mouse in the cabinets and we heard it running around like through the Tupperware?
Oh,
How about the fact that there was mouse in the drawers where
the
our
oven mitts
utensils were?
Yeah, we didn't know, but Salem caught them.
I knew. I
usually.
saw it, and I was
I
just
would
like,
come
"What am I
down
supposed to
and
do about this?"
That poor mouse is like
Well, those ones
half
weren't
dead on the
respectful.
kitchen floor.
I feel like
Quite
as long as
literally
they're
the shameless
respectful,
house.
then it's cool. They
Yeah.
can like live.
Yeah, they're
No, we're
cute.
gonna-
when Dad and
We
I
got like
were
humane traps. for
Dad and
them.
I weren't married yet, and we had that little farmhouse that we were living in renting, and we had mice in there, and they were eating the dog food. So he decided to set up the camera,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and we
I saw those
filmed. We got
videos.
it on film. He let the camera run all night. We got it on film.
That's
the little
such
mice
a dad thing to do.
Yeah, I know.
standing on the side of the dog bowl, eating the dog food, and then one of the traps unfortunately got one of them in their legs, but he survived, so he was legless, and and they would eat the mints. They would open up the
One of
mints
the traps
and leave the
unfortunately
trash
got them, but
on
it's
the
the traps
thing.
that you guys set out.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Unfortunately, got them.
Dad did because
Fucking
it's
amputee.
sad. I didn't like it. I felt so bad.
We're getting humane ones that just traps them in it, and then you let them go in the woods.
That's good. That's awesome.
Well,
The
that's
ones
if they
that
go
Dad
in
put
it.
up were horrible mouse traps, and I was like, I didn't want him to do it, but at the same time, we didn't want the mice in the house where we were living.
When we were in high school, the school would always have mice in it because our school was filthy, and they would catch them by
It was.
using the sticky ones that they get stuck to.
It's so bad.
That's horrible.
That's
And
so
I was like,
bad.
"So what do you do with them?" And I don't even want to say.
Yeah, don't say. Oh my god,
What?
that's disgusting.
Not where I thought they were going.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
that's
there's
horrible.
faster ways. If you're
If
gonna
you have the capability of doing that, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, I agree. If you
That
can, if you
literally
can do
would
it,
make me. First of all, I would never be able to catch a mouse on a sticky trap that
honestly,
like they can't
if
get
you
off
can
of.
slowly kill any living thing, you're a psychopath. Like
I mean, at least I think
even
that's what
even
they
a
do.
bug.
What else?
I
are you
feel
gonna
bad
do?
when I kill like tiny little gnats, but I'll still kill them because they're fucking gross.
I think it's also the way that you kill them, though.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like that's that movie we were talking about.
But like when a young kid.
Fresh.
Oh no! But
that's
there.
so
What was
gross.
that?
Fucking
There was like a
disgusting.
So
movie
gross.
about. I don't remember what it was.
I'm surprised
movie
you
or
just
show.
watched that. They talked about
And
it
it
a
was
while
like
ago.
showing a kid when he was younger. Maybe it was the Dahmer show. I don't remember when he was younger and he would like kill animals
yeah,
and
definitely
stuff.
him. He
It
did
was
that.
Dahmer, yeah.
And his dad.
No, but
Yeah.
there was also another show that I remember. It was like the kid would go to the neighbor's house and the neighbor's son or something would like try trapping like a dog in
Ugh.
a thing. I
Oh,
don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
What was that?
I
Just
don't
some
know- I
show
don't
or
know what
movie?
it's called. Yeah.
I can't watch anything like
Anyway,
that.
on a positive note,
Yeah.
after Kate gave me the gifts, then we came here and had breakfast, and she wanted everything to be like a surprise, but of course,
I
Mom
know.
gives it away. 'Cause the day before we were doing some pottery thing, and Mom's like, "So breakfast tomorrow," and then you just freeze.
She went. So we're doing and then just stopped talking
This is so obvious. And then Kathy's like, "Are you okay?"
because she kept doing that. She kept
I
like,
just stayed silent.
I tried to think of something
I
I
was
could do.
gonna help
to-
you play it off and be like, "Yeah, we're doing breakfast on Sunday," but then I was like, I'm
Yeah,
just
I
gonna be
kept
quiet.
trying to think of something like to recover myself.
I feel like you've
It
given
just
away
wasn't
multiple
working.
things in that
She has.
same exact way.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I really don't
Mom
know why I
can't.
did
If there's
that.
gonna be a surprise, she can't know about it.
That's
Literally.
not true. Usually I do keep surprises. It was
But
that
you'll
one
say things even on
time.
the day I got engaged. You said some things to me that I was like,
Everybody did.
no, they didn't.
Yes,
she,
they-
Claudia
Oh
said.
my God, yes they
Claudia
did.
said I didn't give anything away. She said I was good.
Everybody said something to you about something, is what I heard.
From who?
I don't remember now. It was a while ago, but I heard it.
well, I just remember you said, what did you say? You said something that I was like, it was really weird, and I was just like, huh?
I don't think it was weird, whatever I was saying.
It was we were
And
filming
then she
that day,
said,
and she asked.
"See you later" or something, and I was like, what do you mean?
I don't know. I don't remember. I can't defend
It probably
myself right
slipped
now.
without you even knowing what you were saying.
Well, I know I did on on
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal though because I figured
that because
we were gonna.
that was
do
the other
something.
thing. I thought like, oh, how are we gonna surprise? That's like ridiculous. Like Kate's gonna put you in the car and start to come over, and you're gonna already know. I mean, you already knew
No, we were
gonna
gonna
do
go
something.
get coffee. She was gonna take me to get coffee.
Oh, right.
At that
Yeah,
coffee
she was
shop
saying-
near.
She
When
was
she
just gonna
drives
drive
back,
here.
she was just gonna drive to Claude's. I won't even have
Right.
noticed because I don't.
Pay attention.
Yeah, I would have just been like, why are we going this way?
Whatever.
But I don't. It doesn't matter anyway.
No, it
matter.
doesn't.
But we did that, and then we went rock climbing, which I haven't done in like 6 months.
Well,
Well,
I
maybe you
didn't
should
just
get back
watch.
into it.
Tore my finger.
Ugh. Give me chills just looking at it.
Yeah, it's the worst. Like when you rock climb, a lot of the rocks are like really gritty, like sandpaper. So it removes some of your hand skin, and then when you go wash your hands, it like stings.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
hands were so dry yesterday. Surprisingly, I don't like feel. I mean, my forearms maybe are a little sore when I do this.
Yeah, that was fun though. And then we went to DC at this super fancy sushi place
No,
that I
just
only
you
went
and
to.
Kate, because Kate was surprising you.
Yeah. And it's just insane. It's one of those places where it's like 10 courses or something and they take one out after
Oh, I
the other.
love that.
And then you've like
I
your
did that
own
in New
waiter.
York.
Oh yeah, you did that in New York. So they have a new one now. So they have 2 different versions. They have one that they expanded the menu. It's $280 a person.
Damn.
Yeah. I think
And-
my one was like nearly $500.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And you
I
get like
just don't
one
get
piece of sushi at a time.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
But
get
they're
it.
all
But
so good.
It's so amazing. Like, so they'll give you a tray of nigiri, and then it will be like 3 pieces. So it'll be like the tuna course.
Yeah.
And then they'll give you like the salmon course, and then the shellfish course, and then the this, and then another that. And
Do they pair a drink with it, or is it just the fish?
we just got wine.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just can't fathom spending that much money.
I'm telling you though, when you
That's crazy.
have it, you're like it's not something you do
It's not
all
like
the time.
food.
I still
it's like
couldn't.
It's a tasting experience.
yeah.
I still can't fathom it.
You
Like,
would eat
just
it and be
doesn't make
like,
sense
wow,
to me.
now I get it.
You know
is
what?
like
It would take a
mom-
lot to blow me away like
Mom
that.
doesn't have expensive taste in food.
Not like that. Or clothes.
I'm so curious
Or
if you would like
anything,
this because
really.
you do love sushi.
I
No,
do.
she would definitely be like blown away.
This is like multiple times better
I
than
know,
the sushi
I
places
know
we've
how
been
she
to.
would feel. She'd be blown away, but she'd be like, but I still wouldn't spend this much money.
No, I definitely wouldn't.
It's crazy that you look over at all the chefs, the sushi chefs, none of them talk to each other. No facial expression.
That's awesome.
They're super focused on just making the sushi.
That's
Well, yeah,
what I
'cause
would
they
want to
can't
do.
fuck it up.
They're probably
Yeah.
told
They're
like,
proud of their
I
work.
think they
Those
train-
are actual culinary
Yeah.
chefs. Like
yeah, but
they
they're
are
also probably told like these people are spending a lot of money. Do
Well, yeah,
not
of
look
course.
or
Well, they know
talk to
that's
each other.
they're at like the top of their
Yeah.
game, basically.
well
But
because so there's these I mean I guess they're considered like Michelin star restaurants in New York. I was looking them up because for Jesse's birthday he wanted to go to New York. So I was looking up like the fanciest.
Say why he wanted to go to New York.
Because he watches Gossip Girl. So we're watching I was looking up the fanciest restaurants in New York City, like the top rated, and like the list of them, they're all like Michelin star restaurants. And one of them, actually, a guy I went to high school with, he is a chef at one of them, but because he was telling me about it, and I saw it on this article, and it's basically like the only vegan Michelin star restaurant. I don't know if it's like I don't know, maybe in the country, I have no idea, but it's the same type of thing. It's like a tasting experience. You pay for you have to pay a deposit, or you have to pay, I think, the fee, which is like $200 and something when you make the reservation. So I was like, okay, I'm not booking this because what if we don't end up going here and then I wasted like all of this money? But you get I guess a chef prepares the entire tasting menu, so you don't get to choose anything. You just it just comes to you. But I'm like, that's how you know it's gonna be good, because everything is gonna be like
Super fresh.
a certain flavor that you've never experienced, or a certain combination of foods. So I don't know.
What they
maybe
call
we'll
like
do that, but-
gastronomy. It's like when they scientifically prepare the flavors together and make it like extremely unique.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
something
so cool.
no one's ever made before, and it's so crazy. There's another place I heard about where I think every day they go out into the wild and capture all of their ingredients, like wild
that's
grown
so weird.
things.
It's crazy.
Yeah, all wild grown. It's in like Ireland, and then they make the meals for you with the fresh ingredients that they just gathered. So it's not like farm raised. It's like actual wild things.
There's one of the places in New York, people wait until the new round of reservations come out, and then they book them all up on the weekends. I tried booking his birthday's over a month away, and it was already gone.
Is it like multiple Michelin stars?
I think
Some are
so.
like 3.
I think it
Michelin,
might
which
be.
is like
It was like
ridiculous.
2 or 3. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
that's
like
crazy.
all like the top rated ones that are in these articles are all like, they all have tasting menus, and all of them were booked on.
for months or like a year. There's some that are booked years.
I mean, you can get like a weekday or something, but like if you
Yeah.
want to go on a weekend, like I tried booking like a 6 p.m. There was one left, and I clicked it, and then it was like, sorry, this just got taken. Like, I was
My
like,
God, it's like a whole
fuck?
different
Well,
world
Mom and I tried
living
to
like that.
like, yeah, the people who were like sitting next to us, it was probably like 6 to 8 people or something, and they were there for a birthday too. Like I could tell, I overheard what they were saying. But the drinks there, you buy a bottle of sake. Like, okay, for example, if you want to get sake, you pay $600 per person for the sake on top of the meal that you're spending. And they were like, I saw the waiter bring over like a whole
wait,
bunch
what
of
did you
bottles, and
say?
they're just like,
$600
we'll take that
per person?
per person
Oh, you mean
for
including
sake
the meal?
tasting.
Just for the sake?
Yes, just for the sake
Yeah,
tasting.
that's insane.
$600 per person for sake?
It's
That's
high
insane.
class sake.
I'd say
It
give
better
me the
not
cheap.
be at all.
If I've
Those
had
people are
sake, and it's really
rich.
gross.
I just can't
probably
understand that. I just can't.
I like sake,
I
but
can't
hot sake,
understand
which is
it.
the cheapest sake. Hot sake is always the cheapest one because
Look,
you're supposed to drink
put
it
it this
cold.
way, I feel like I will always spend money on food because to me, food is like one of the things that brings
Same.
me the most joy in life. Like I
I agree.
feel like
I was thinking about that last night.
I guess you can consider me a foodie. I don't like that word. It's so annoying.
Mom is
Smack you.
But I am.
backhand you.
Oh, you don't like
Mom,
that
why do you
word?
hate that word?
Foodie.
I don't know. I just remember.
I know why you hate it. It's because that's what all is in all the men's Tinder bio.
Ugh, every time I would see food, I'd be
Ew.
like, swipe immediately. Like, oh,
Yeah, I see. I would never like. I just don't know a better word for it. But
you like food.
Well, have you
Yeah,
ever
but I
met
like
a person who's
good,
like,
high
who's like,
quality
I
food.
don't like food.
Yes. There's
No.
there's a guy I saw on Instagram
yes,
Reels.
there is people that do
Really?
that.
Listen, there's a guy I saw on Instagram Reels like a couple months ago who I forget. I think he has the ARFID thing.
Yeah.
The like food restriction where like they literally can't eat certain. It's horrible. I can't even
It's like
imagine
textures
having
and
this.
flavors. Like
And like they have safe foods where they know they can eat and they just eat them over and over again. But this guy was saying, like, what I eat in a day is somebody who doesn't like food. And he had like such a positive attitude and stuff, but he would eat like beans and I don't even remember, like just the most random food. Oh no, he would have a cup of frozen peas as like a side and just eat it.
probably because it tastes like
He just
nothing.
didn't care. He was just trying to get the nutrition.
Those are his one of his safe
Some
foods.
people I feel like are like that. Like they don't care for.
There's also a girl I saw who could only eat 13 foods and because she's allergic to everything else.
Oh my
That's
God.
horrible.
It's like the girl
I mean,
who's
that
allergic
doesn't
to
mean that
water.
they don't like it, though. It's just you're eating to survive, but you enjoy
Yeah.
it to a degree because you're going to get hungry.
God, that'd be rough.
I don't think so. Maybe they dread eating it.
Yeah.
They might not enjoy it
I
at all.
can't imagine that.
That's why they eat the
It's-
same foods over and over again.
But like I don't know. I just feel like certain foods I can appreciate. Like if I know something's gonna be insane, like I'm willing to spend money on it because I'm like,
Yeah.
you're paying for the experience of that food. Like you can't get that anywhere.
especially in New York, the food there is one of like the actually maybe the best thing compared to like growing up in Maryland. We just didn't have many really good food places around here. Like growing up, I literally thought Qdoba was the best restaurant. Like I would beg
to
mom
be
to take me
honest, some of the
DoorDash.
best places that I've been to are in like the smallest towns that you've never heard of before,
Yeah.
and it'll be like a random diner, and you get the food, and you're like, how the
Yeah.
this good and this cheap?
Yeah.
So it really depends on the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very different experience. I like doing both. It's fun to go to like the dingy diners in the middle of nowhere, but it's also
As
fun
long
to go
as
to
they're
the
good.
crazy places.
Like there's a diner where Jesse's from in New Jersey, and like the diners there are they're like nice places to eat. Like diners here are usually like not considered
Yes.
a good place
Some
to
of
go.
the diners here are sketchy.
I don't think I could call myself a foodie because honestly, my favorite meals are like home cooked ones that
I
are
was just going to
super
say,
high.
being home and cooking are like the best.
Well,
Yeah,
I love
my
that, but
favorite's
also
comfort food. Like
Oh.
when like
Like
shepherd's
Thanksgiving.
pie,
Yeah,
mashed
me too, me
potatoes,
too, me
like
too.
anything like
My
hot.
homemade chicken
Yes.
soup and chili.
Thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like Kate makes this dumpling soup, which is like an inside out pot pie, basically.
Yum.
Like instead of the
You
crust on a
guys
pot
need to
pie, it'll
cook
be
dinner for
dumplings.
us.
Yeah, we
this
should.
week.
Yeah.
This week.
Oh, yeah, this week.
Well, maybe
Tonight.
she could bake something.
Well, it's already Friday. So.
Yeah, we should do a potluck dinner.
Her baking efficiency is probably
She
going
should
to
do
the
it
roof
Sunday.
right now
Is she
after that
working?
mixer.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
That
she
was a
probably
great
works.
idea.
Is she working
Yeah.
Sunday?
Oh, she doesn't work until Friday.
Oh, we should do Sunday.
What's
Yeah, we
today?
can do Sunday.
Until
Today's
today's Friday. So she's off for the whole
The
next
whole
week.
Yeah, because she took off for my birthday in case we traveled somewhere.
Why don't we do tomorrow?
That's nice.
We can do that.
We should do potluck where like everyone
Tomorrow
makes
could work,
I could
but I
bake
gotta
something.
think about something to make.
It's not going to take you more than a day.
I don't know.
I think when I go to a
Oh, this
restaurant-
drink competition, by the way.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say. I think when I go to a restaurant, before I think of food, I think of their
Wait,
drinks.
can I just say this isn't fair because everyone has a team member except for me.
You could have Scarlett
Well,
She's going to be at her
well,
Christmas.
okay, when are we doing the drink competition? What
on
day?
Christmas.
On
Yeah.
Christmas.
Okay, so we have about
I don't care. I work
1 to
best
2 weeks.
alone.
You have 1 to 2 weeks to find a boyfriend.
I already... I thought you were going to say find a drink.
Why? What is it? Do you sleep with that gum up there? Spit it out.
No, he just put it
Listen.
in his mouth.
I'm so
Listen.
sick of seeing it every time you speak.
We went to DC. We were going to drive back. I decided to get a hotel at Waldorf.
Oh, really?
This place, Waldorf Astoria, insane hotel.
Oh, wait, where did I just
Insane.
hear of that?
Waldorf Astoria.
Jesse, weren't you at that place?
There's one in LA, one in DC, one in New
Yeah, I
York.
always hear about them.
Yeah, it's so nice. But I decided last second to just get a room there because I didn't want us to drive back after drinking because it takes like over an hour to drive back from DC.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any of my stuff really. We kind of like rushed out, so I didn't have any of my face is dry as fuck right now. I didn't face
Oh,
wash.
I hate that.
Did you just
feeling.
come from DC?
Yeah,
Were you driving
so-
Kate's car?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was.
Oh, I was going to
so
say.
I stole her car and left her there.
Where did you take her?
I left her there.
You
No, where did you
didn't.
actually take her?
No, I just dropped her off at her house.
Oh, but you
At
got
her
It was more
house?
efficient it was more efficient to drop her off and then I just took her car.
No.
I feel like you should keep. I feel like you should keep a spray thing, a little mini spray thing for your skin,
So you didn't brush your teeth?
like in the
Why do you
car.
think I'm doing gum right now?
Ugh.
Well, I brush my teeth with mouthwash.
Don't they have like spare toothbrushes at nice
Yes,
hotels?
of
They
course
probably
do.
got a
I'll never
I had a
forget.
toothbrush. I brushed my teeth. I didn't have toothpaste.
My best hotel experience by far was when I stayed at the Four Seasons for New Year's in Boston, and Brandon had a connection where like he knew the manager, so I got half off, and they must have thought I was like special or something. They gave me a suite where the bed was in like a separate room, and then there was like a living room area. And I remember it was like 2 a.m. and I ordered cookies, French fries, and Caesar salad, and I was sitting there eating it, and I was just like, this is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. Oh, that reminds me. After we got the sushi, and we were gonna get drinks at the bar, but they had an event was crazy crowded, so we ordered room service, and we got 2 dirty martinis, charcuterie board, and these 2 like little waiter guys come up and like set the table up and like put it
That's
down
so
in
fun.
the room for us and everything.
Was it your best birthday yet?
Yeah, probably. I have a hard time remembering the other ones though. It's like all kind of a blur.
I feel like sounds like it was a pretty perfect birthday.
No, it was good. Yeah, Kate. It probably was the best.
Yeah, she made it so special for you.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's beyond awesome. I just love her so much.
Yeah, I didn't expect anything. I thought we were just gonna go to dinner or something.
Yeah.
That's what we always do. Breakfast and dinner.
And it's honestly the best.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Yeah.
all I care about. Well, I won't be here for my birthday, sadly, but I'm going to be with Avery and Scarlett in New York.
What are you doing for New Year's?
Avery's visiting. Avery's coming to New York.
So
Yeah.
you're going back before New Year's.
Yeah.
We were debating on getting a party bus for New Year's and just riding it around.
And going
Who
nowhere.
was? Who was?
Me, Cory, Kate, Nick.
We'll
Annika.
go.
Yeah, you. I
Me
know
and
you
Dakota
would.
will go.
I wouldn't have.
We would definitely go. We don't know what we're
here.
doing, so
Well, maybe dinner.
dinner and
I'll
maybe
go to dinner and then come
Yeah.
home.
You want to ride a bus to dinner in the back?
We'll just drop Claudia. No, we had so
What the
much fun
hell is
last
the point of
time.
riding a party bus around? I hated being in those. They're bumpy. You're flying back and
No,
forth.
because it's taking you don't have to drive anywhere.
Hey, you know what? Once you get old, like I am in your 30s, you're not 30 yet, so you
Oh
don't
my
know
God,
this.
you're 30.
You want to pretend you're younger again.
You're in your 30s,
Right,
bro.
Mom?
Well, you both are.
Totally.
You're in your 30s.
You're 28. You're gonna be 30 in 2 years.
I'm still in my 20s.
For
You're
now.
in your 30s.
I'm barely even 25.
You're soon. You're going to be
I
in
can't
your
believe you're
40s.
I think 40,
I feel
40
25.
40's gonna be fun.
You know how people say in their 20s they still feel like a teenager? I don't feel that at all. I feel 25. I
still
look
feel
at
like a
myself in the mirror
teenager.
and I'm like, you look 25.
Okay, I'm 4 years from 60.
Damn.
How does that sound?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn.
I don't see that as that crazy though. Like, I don't know. Age just isn't that weird to me.
But it is different
Can be.
nowadays. Like
It feels
60
crazy
nowadays
thinking
is very
about
different than it
me
used to be.
being that
It feels
age.
crazy about me thinking that I'm going to be 60.
because there's so much I haven't done. Like mom did everything early, like in her 20s.
Not early enough, apparently. My mom did
You
early.
should have had us at 13, Mom.
are you
Come on.
talking about?
Get
I
your
was
shit
like,
together.
No, my mom's like 20 years difference. That's what I wanted to be, but I couldn't do it.
I'm 30 and I still don't have
No,
a kid.
see, I'm just like I can't.
I couldn't do it.
I'm obviously very way later than you are, but like
Yeah.
I feel so young still because
But
like I haven't been married, I haven't had kids.
But
And
also,
everyone from our school is either married or has kids or multiple kids.
Yeah.
I know people from high school with like 10-year-old kids.
10?
Yeah.
He keeps saying that, and I don't know who he's
I
talking
don't know
about.
either.
To have a 10-year-old kid, you had a kid at 20 and now you're 30.
well, I feel
is
like
that
now,
crazy?
I don't
in
know
this
anyone
time,
that you
listen,
went to
in this
school
time
with.
of
I do.
age, I feel like if you're like Claudia's age and closer to 30 having a kid, I think that because people live longer and take care, well, hopefully they take care of themselves, but they just do the good things for themselves. Like you're working out, you're healthy. You know, I think that it's like having your brain's more like stronger and what am I trying
Well,
to
I
say?
wonder if
Like
there's I wonder if
you're
there's a
more
study on
mature,
this.
but you still you have the younger self of you. Like because you're young, you're taking care of yourself. When people were in their 30s a long time ago having a kid, they would be so old.
Well, you can do
Like,
this
she'll
thing.
still be a young mom.
You can do this thing where it's some kind of test and they'll tell you what your biological
Oh, that's cool.
age is
That's
or
what I
whatever.
think people
so
should
like
do.
you have your actual age and then you
Oh,
might have like a
that's so-
biological age.
where?
So you might be biologically like 45.
Where do they have
internally.
that?
I don't know. Look it up. You can get it done somewhere.
Test.
Well, it's more than a DNA. It's like a full
I think my
comprehensive test.
my cardiovascular age, I think it tells me that I'm like a few years younger than I am.
See, yeah, that's
That's
what
good.
I mean.
Do you guys
It tells
think-
me on my, I think it's on my aura. Why aren't you wearing your aura ring?
I haven't had time to do anything.
Oh,
I haven't
that's
set it
so
up.
crazy. You have two ages.
Do you think that because this generation you look younger than the past did at this age?
Yes.
Like way longer. Like someone maybe like 120.
See, look,
In our
I think
generation,
your
yeah, I think it'll be way more.
cardiovascular-
I think a bigger
Way more than 120.
I think a bigger part of it is
you're like 150.
Really?
I think
Yeah.
a bigger part of it though is these generations take better care of their mental health, and people underestimate how much like stress and all of that can age you and just like have such a negative impact on your life.
There's also other things though that people don't consider. There's so many factors. Like you could be working next to some kind of factory,
Yeah.
or your house is next to some factory that ruins
Yeah,
you
the
internally.
environment. Yep.
Yeah, or like back then, if you worked as a coal miner,
Yep.
you automatically dock decades off of your life,
Yep.
basically.
my cardiovascular age is minus 3.5 years. So I'm,
How did you get that?
my aura.
Yeah, but that's like an estimate.
That's cool.
Would
No.
There's like a
you wanna
full.
No,
learn?
it's accurate.
Do I
Claudia,
want
that is
one?
there's a full
I'm
comprehensive
aligned.
test that you can get.
Yeah.
I want to be under. How do I get under?
Was something supposed to be here?
You lose a ring.
I was wondering why
It
I
was
looked
there
like
this
that.
morning.
Looks like a
Jam.
That happened to me the other
ice
day.
cream
The ring
scoop.
fell out. The gem fell out.
Kind of looks cool.
I guess it's not a real gem.
You gotta glue it in.
It does kind of look cool.
She doesn't know where it is.
I don't know where it is.
probably somewhere around
It was
your
there
house.
this
Your
morning.
cat probably
Is
ate
it
it.
old or new?
Brand new.
Oh,
But it's not one of the ones
it's
that
slippy,
Dakota got
slidey.
me. She got me an advent calendar with all jewelry. Like this is one right here that she got me. This
With
was
others.
today. This one right here. This one. This necklace. Wait, which one?
the little
The
square one.
The pearl one. Little pearl thing. Yeah, is it square?
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. She got a bunch more that I obviously can't put them all on. Oh, the earrings, these little earrings.
Wow.
So every day I get a piece of jewelry.
The earrings are so cute.
Yeah. She's so excited. She's like, can't wait for me to like, she gets the box. She's like, okay, she's got to go to work. She's like, okay, open it. I'm like, what? I'm like half asleep. I'm like, what's today's date again? And she's like, I remember seeing the 12th. I was like, oh, well, now I'm on the bottom level.
So cute.
Because your birthday was the 12th, is the last one on the top level. And then we're going to take everything out and line it with like felt and just throw all the jewelry in there. So I can like spread it out and see what's there.
But so you're turning 56?
Yeah.
Damn.
I know.
I thought you were like 60 already for some reason.
Oh,
I thought you were 35.
I think it's because
I
dad's
can't
62.
imagine
or
I can't
30.
imagine saying that I'm 60 something.
Did you know that talking to yourself in your head, like when you talk to yourself, you're saying like I and me and things like that. But if you ever are saying you, that's
What?
like not right. Like if you're ever talking to yourself in your head in like two different tenses, I guess, or two different. Do you understand what I mean? Like if you're saying,
Yeah, but I don't know how that makes.
if you're in your head and you're
I
like,
don't say I
oh,
or
like
you.
I'm feeling this way, and instead of you're saying like you are like this and you, but you're talking to yourself, calling yourself
yeah.
you, that's wrong.
What do you
Why
mean
is
that's
it wrong?
Why is it wrong?
Because apparently, like one of my friends posted it on TikTok. She was talking to her therapist about it, and basically it was like she was saying that usually when you're saying you, it's like it comes from a place of like like a trauma as a
You're like
child.
separating yourself from yourself.
Well, no, it's like you had like maybe like someone very critical in your life that always be like, you aren't good at this or you don't do this or whatever. So like you talk to yourself the way that like critical parent or critical person
Well, that makes sense because I don't do that.
talk
I
to
don't
you.
either.
I was like trying to think about it and I was like, I don't think I do that. Like if you ever say like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's interesting.
You're
I
an
don't really
idiot," or
even
something
say
like that
I
in your
that
own
much
head.
unless I'm doing my affirmation.
or like you didn't do this right, but you're talking to yourself.
I read something that
I might.
thought
I don't
was,
know. I can't think if I do.
I read something I told you guys yesterday that I thought was interesting. Two sisters. What did I say? The oldest is
Oh,
always
yeah.
the shortest.
Okay, I always thought
Wait,
that was
what?
true, but Kendall
And then
Jenner
I
is
kept-
older than Kylie Jenner, and she's taller.
Right, that's what you said. But
Well, so what? They're not the only
how
sisters
do you know
in the
she's
world.
taller?
She's like 6
She's
something.
a supermodel.
And you
Yeah,
can
I
see
don't
them
I
when
think
they
it's
stand
just
next
a
to each other.
gamble of what your height is. It has nothing to do with.
Well, every
where you
sisters
birth-
that
what-
I
I
thought
think it's just a
of,
funny
well,
thing
it was
that
right.
Oh, like people
Most
see it as
of
a
it.
coincidence.
a lot of the time the younger sister is like bigger, like us.
Maybe it's like 90 some percent of sisters. I don't know. I was like,
I bet you.
interesting fact.
It's 50-50.
Maybe. I don't know. I literally
that
thought
should
of
be
all
your
the
nickname,
sisters.
50-50.
It's probably
Yeah, it
is
should.
50-50.
Nothing pisses
Honestly,
me
that's
off.
what you are about everything.
Nothing pisses me off more than a neutral person.
50-50.
Okay.
Like that to me, that's just like, oh, you can't
Brandon's
form,
not
you can't form an
always-
opinion.
That's why he's unproblematic.
So would it piss you off more
Literally.
if I had an extremist opinion that was
Yeah,
opposite of
yeah.
what yours was? What would you rather me be?
Stay
No.
neutral.
But the thing is, like, I know that I'm an argumentative person, but I also know that my opinions are always at least a little bit open to like hearing other people's opinions and my mind being changed. Like, I'm not the type of person who's going to be like, you can never change my mind unless it's about something like really, really bad or something that I know like a
Or
lot
really,
about.
really good.
God, the arguing that would happen if you were like that would
Yeah,
be so
now that I'm
bad.
thinking about it, you kind of have to be like that when you grow up with
Yeah,
us.
I feel bad for him. He has no choice.
I
At
feel
least
bad for
around you
him.
guys.
Well,
He can have
Are you
opinions
kidding me?
other
He would not be
places.
dating a girl as amazing as Kate if he did not grow up with us.
Yeah, true. We formed him.
No, genuinely though,
If you
because
only had dad in your life,
Brandon has spent more time around women than he has around men, and that's why he has a beautiful, amazing, talented girlfriend who loves him and he loves, and that's
also
why he's
a
happy,
good
and we all
person.
love him too.
That's why he's a good, nice person.
Well, I definitely learned what pisses women off. That's for sure.
Exactly.
So things to avoid.
Yeah, and also just being around, like Jesse grew up with obviously his mom and his sister, and
Older
I feel
sister.
like it molded him to be like a better person.
I'm
because
telling
of it.
you, men who grow up
With women.
close with close relationships with women in their life, like their mom and their sister, just know how to be around women better than those who didn't. It's literally like I've always only ever seen myself being with a guy if he has sisters, because I'm like, otherwise there's too many things that you need to learn.
Well, the classic like feminine personality is really empathetic and emotional, and then the classic like hyper masculine personality is just hyper logical.
Yeah.
And like rational and to the point. So the issue is when you go too far in that direction, it's really hard to find a girl because you can't think the same way that she's thinking. And when you're around women all the time since you're younger, yeah, you do grow up like learning to
I
be more
also
empathetic.
just think like you are genuinely the best guy I know. And stop, I'm gonna get emotional. But like I seriously do mean it. And I use you as like a comparison.
The blueprint.
Yeah, the blueprint in my head, because you just genuinely respect women and the things that you say. I don't know. I just feel like I don't even see you as like a man. I just see you as like a really good person.
You see me as a, what do you see me as then?
You're
A little
genderless to
boy.
me. But yeah, the world would be better if men could be more like Brandon.
Well, I also think I got lucky in a sense though, because I grew up with a lot of opportunity to see things differently than I think other people do, because I was around women so
Well,
often.
you grew up
And
tested
I think
a
I just
lot.
got lucky in a sense. Tested.
I wouldn't say lucky. I feel like you just have. I've always.
Yeah, but some people are born like without siblings, for instance.
I
So
know.
it's like you don't have that interaction when you're younger. You have friends if you go to school, for instance, but you don't
Yeah.
have. You're not constantly around.
honestly,
other
if you
kids.
have siblings you actually enjoy hanging out with, and a mother who actually loves you, that's
Yeah, I
all
was
you
just
need.
gonna say I'm gonna take some credit on that one for
Well, you
sure.
get all
Oh
the
yeah,
credit,
I mean that's another
Because
big
the
thing.
loving part of it, like you could just you even though you did a couple things wrong,
was a
just a
mommy's
couple
boy.
things. I made you understand that you did, and then you would be so
She probably
upset.
turned me into one though.
What?
Mom's
No,
boy.
you were just naturally like
we'll
that.
go on record to say we owe absolutely everything to our mom. Literally
I'll take it.
everything.
I'll take it.
No, I do think we had like this weird balance between you and dad, because I
Yeah.
think if there's an
I do
over
too.
nurturing
Yeah.
mother,
Yeah.
then you turn into an absolute bitch. And then if you have
Somebody's got to be the wicked
like
one.
if you weren't around and it was like only dad with like the whole tough love thing, but like too much where it's only
Yeah, I
tough
know.
love,
Yeah.
then I told Kate this, like I think if it wasn't for you like balancing it out, I probably would have been a complete asshole. Like
Yeah.
I can see the
Yeah.
asshole direction I
Yeah.
could have went in so clearly.
Yeah.
There was like a pivotal moment and I could have
Absolutely.
choose, do you want to be an asshole? Or do you want to go in like this other
I
direction?
think that's what everyone comes to at a certain point
Yeah.
in their life. When you get to a certain age, you decide, do you want to be miserable and an ass and hate everything? Or do you want to try to be a better person and grow and learn and try to be happy?
I think it's because the anger is so strong in certain situations. You feel trapped almost, and you don't see the door to get out.
Yeah.
And I always made sure that there was a door that was easily opened, so you could just go. Like when
Yeah.
you want, that's what my goal was, to make sure that my children did not feel trapped like I felt trapped. And I was like, okay, how can I do this? And that was just getting away and opening up the world to you guys, because everything was just like very like stagnant in one place, like one area, and that's all it was.
Well,
it was
that's
like this
why
little tiny
I think
bubble.
there's a golden mean to everything, and the way that I think we got lucky is that you were extreme in terms of like empathetic and supportive and all of that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and dad was extreme in the other direction, which does have some positive qualities, even though we
It
constantly
depends on the
identify the
person.
negative ones.
It has positive qualities if you take it like that.
Yeah, but it like dad did teach me to be like tough in certain
Yeah.
regards, and I think I
Yeah, I agree
because
with
of that, I
that.
didn't back down from challenges
Yeah.
when I
He
got
taught you
older.
resilience.
Yes, and then you would teach like empathy and that.
But
kind
I
of
feel
thing.
like
It creates a
mom
balancing
taught
act.
me resilience in a different way. I'm like more of like a out of love way, where she was just like,
Yeah, there's a way to teach it
Mm-hmm.
that even you didn't have
I feel
to
like the reason I
deal with
always
that,
felt
but-
like I could do anything or like go in any direction was because of her. Because I have these like memories as a child where I would show her my art and in my head not even be thinking it was that good, and she would react like she was so proud of me and
Well,
so
I
happy
was.
to see it.
because it was
No,
great
for
that you
anyone
were
listening
trying.
who's like having a kid or something. That's super important.
Yeah.
To,
Balance.
Like, when your kid does something that they're like when they impress themselves and they create like a piece of art or something and they want to show it off to people and they're excited to show it
Yeah.
off, rather than just looking at it and being like, great job.
Cool.
Like make them like show them that you actually care.
Yeah.
Because it's
Literally.
going to help when they get older and they'll have more confidence to do
Also,
things.
just like that's
Like
your
anything, really.
That's your child that you created. I feel like if I had a kid and they were showing me things that they made out of their own little brain, I'd be like, this is incredible.
I
Like-
feel that about kids that aren't even mine.
Yeah,
Right.
same. I go on Instagram reels and I'm seeing all these kids being like so smart and funny and whatever. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know what? This is chipping away at my
I was
icy heart.
Babysitting this morning for one of my friend's babies. Well, he's like getting to be a toddler now, but he'll like do little things and I'm just like, oh my God, like you're so smart.
That's how I feel about
Like,
Rooster.
good job. Like he was like, like, what was it? I think I told him, I was like, what color is this? And he can't really talk that much yet, but he like, I could tell he was trying to say blue. And I was just like, oh my God, like you're so smart. Like,
yeah,
not
I
even
think
mine,
that's.
but, like, it's
I think
so amazing.
like that helps a child grow, and I think that also
I think you could write a book on parenting, honestly.
really.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like it should just be a natural thing, but I guess on
I
a lot
agree,
of people
yeah.
it's not.
Well, it's not, because I saw something the other day. Someone said, which I don't agree with this completely, but they said motherhood's not hard. It's just about like how much support you have. And I was like, okay, I don't agree with that. Motherhood is hard for various different
It's
reasons.
very hard.
But also, yeah, if I feel so bad for mothers who have a lack of support, because I understand going insane when you're taking care of a child and you constantly have to be paying attention to them and your world revolves around them if you have no external help. Like husbands who just don't
Yeah.
care.
Well, I think it's also
or-
like a
Very
multi-stage
hard.
process too. Like I see older parents where you can tell they're maybe like 40, 50-year-old parents, but then they have a young kid and their kid is like so well put together and far above their age. And I think it's because what happened is the person matured themselves and
Yeah.
felt comfortable with themselves. and then they were able to give more to the kid
Yeah, but
without
even
having
then-
to feeling like they still needed something.
But even
for
then, like a
themselves.
lot of that can come with, yes, they're really comfortable
The
in the way
over-nurturing mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or over controlling
but I'm
because they
saying,
want to.
Yeah, the goal would be to not go in that direction. So
Yeah.
somebody who's good inside themselves, but isn't going to have a 18-year-old who they're over nurturing that they don't want to leave the house because
Yeah.
they're scared of them falling apart.
I seriously think the most important thing that for parenting that you can do overall over everything is allow that child to feel like they have choices. Like
Yeah.
I
even
agree.
though you can watch them and give them like ultimate and make sure they're not going to go harm themselves, but just give the child choices and let them think they're making their own choices, because they're going to surprise you and make the right choice if you let them be free
And let them be creative.
and creative.
Like, let their creativity thrive. I feel like too many
Yeah.
parents try to like put a stop to their child's creative brains, like give them stuff to where they can be creative, and they have so many thoughts going on inside their little heads.
But it's like it's so terrible to force an idea inside of a kid's head without letting them, like you said, like choose for themselves. So rather it's like you kind of lay out the options for them and like, this is what I believe.
Right.
These are the other things.
Yeah.
Your goal is to choose what you believe
Yeah.
based on all of these things you have access to, and you let them decide, and then
Yeah.
they won't feel like you're trying to control them as they get older.
Yeah, but even if they pick the wrong thing, say, and they end up with like
Yeah,
a
but
mistake,
they'll
then
learn.
that's a learning
It
experience.
might not be the wrong thing. You might have the
Right.
wrong idea. They might be right.
Right.
Regardless, you're gonna, no matter who you are, you're gonna make mistakes in life and have to learn from them. But also, being a parent is about making sure you're not bringing any negative cycles into your child's life that you went through. Like, breaking a cycle is very important, and so many people, the reason that they end up with, you know, struggles of being a parent, or they're not a good
Generational
parent,
trauma.
or is because of what they went through. Someone did that same thing to them, and then they are following it through and doing it to their child.
That's
and
the reason for like every form of evil
literally
in the
it has
world.
come from generations, from their parents, the parents before them. Like, it's all passed down, and if you can't break that cycle, I
Don't
mean,
have
that's literally
kids.
what this ends with us is about. Like, if you can't
Yeah.
break the cycle and stop it from happening, it's just going to keep going.
Yep.
Yeah. You're kind of like a guide as a parent.
Yeah, that's it.
not a
That's all you
dictator.
are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think
And that's
also
again
like,
going back to the same
Exactly.
thing. There's a golden mean.
Yeah.
But I think it could apply to how people say you need to love yourself before you love someone else. I think that applies a lot to being a parent, because I think a lot of people who have children don't like themselves and they have those negative thought cycles in their head, and whether they're even aware of it or not, are putting it onto their kid.
Well, they want their kid to be like a better version, or to
Wow,
do,
that
yeah,
is
to
so
do what they didn't
interesting.
do.
If you really think about that, like,
Oh, you're like projecting yourself onto
Yeah,
your
Yeah,
kid.
if you
like, your
really
child
think
is
about
not
that, though.
you. Like,
yeah, but then
they're
it goes
them.
even to the next step where when you grow up from that, if you don't have those resolved issues with your parents, then you're going to start looking for partners that is matching exactly what you feel about yourself, because you never did anything to take care of yourself.
Exactly. And that's why self-work is the most important thing. And I feel like too many people neglect it. Too many people do not spend time alone, pay attention to themselves, pay attention to what they want, or too focused on what everyone around them wants or what everyone around them expects of them. Just get to know yourself and figure out what you want out of life and who you are before you involve all of these other relationships into it. At least that's my perspective.
Yeah, there should be like a rule. Like you're not allowed to have a relationship until,
Well,
I know that wouldn't happen. It's ridiculous what I'm saying, but that you couldn't have it until like a certain, until you're at a certain point.
That's what I have
in
done.
life. Yeah, but you were aware of it and you did that on your own.
I think everyone
Too
figures
bad
it
people
out
can't do that.
a different way.
I would have
Yeah.
had a completely different. I mean, then again, I'm not going to say that because I wouldn't have you, but I shouldn't have been.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I'm a perfect example
Your
of that.
life went exactly how it was supposed to, but
Yeah.
also because of certain things that happened in your life, I learned from that.
Yeah.
And so it affected my life
Yeah.
and made me realize, oh, I want to really truly love myself and know myself and spend time with myself before I have like a committed partner.
Mm-hmm. It's so much harder to say it than do it.
You mean do it then say it?
Do it than say it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Question time.
Yeah, let's read one.
There's a few to choose from.
Oh, did people ever leave? Nah, we'll just do the question.
What?
The 3 things.
Oh yeah, did they answer that?
Let's
I'm
just do
so
let's just do
curious.
the question. Should I read it as the thing translated it?
If you want to.
Hi, Welsh family. I know so probably never get listened to, but watching your episode right now and you guys are like, everyone always asks the same question and Kennedy said it's better if it's not about you guys. My brain isn't going to work like that right now. Should I just play this?
Yeah.
Hi, Walsh family. I know this will probably never get listened to, but I'm watching your episode right now, and you guys are like, everyone always asks the same question. And Kennedy said it's better if it's not about you guys, but my brain isn't going to work like that right now. I know you guys have told, like, horror stories of, like, drinking and smoking before on, like, different platforms, but for any new listeners or just for any new stories would be kind of fun. I feel like you guys definitely have some stories, and I think it'd be super funny to hear about, like, Brandon's worst high journey, or, like, Kennedy, now that you're in a new era of life. Is there anything super crazy that has happened, like, especially outside of being with your family? That would be kind of fun to hear. Or if not, maybe I'm just have a stupid question. All right, love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
I think I told mine before.
I think you did.
And ever since
Yeah,
then,
we talked about
I
the high
pretty much
story.
stopped.
That's one she
Yeah.
was talking about.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Gosh, I don't really
That's you
remember.
Kennedy, you're a kid.
I have so many that they all end with me vomiting. So
Okay, I have another story I can tell from when I was in high school and we first started drinking, I guess. It's really bad though. I feel like this isn't to be glorified or anything. This is terrible. I think it was like probably 18th birthday. I don't even remember. But somebody bought me a giant bottle of Grey Goose. Like I was friends with Russian guys at the time, so we get alcohol from them. Like when I was underage. So one of those massive bottles of Grey Goose, the ones that are like that
I know
big.
which one.
And I don't know if you were there, Cory, because I think you might have been in school.
Maybe.
I think you were in school.
Right after that.
Yeah. So it was like me.
why weren't you in school?
I was at UMBC probably,
Oh,
but it was at somebody's house. It was.
I went that one way.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh.
You can believe these names. It was me, and then Nick. So 4 people. We drank the entire bottle and
Oh my
smoked
God.
hookah the whole night.
Oh my God. The hookah, that does it right there for you.
I got so ill that I was pretty much like passed out and like shaking. Like I remember Rima telling me like, yeah, you were like shaking the entire night, and I was like making sure you weren't dying.
Jesus.
I was like shaking the
That's
entire
terrible.
that
night.
happened to me once.
This
yeah.
is like the lesson you learn when you're super young and you drink like a crazy
I never
amount for
learned
the
this
first
lesson.
time. And I made it through the night somehow, luckily. And then the next morning I was walking out of the house and like puking on the front lawn of her house while her mom was getting home from work, because her mom worked overnight as a nurse or something.
That is so vile and disgusting to me.
Yeah. We
That happened to me when the first time I ever got like really, really drunk. It was at house, and it was just me, her, and her dad had gone to bed, and we went in his like alcohol cabinet, and I think it was Bacardi or something, and I was literally drinking it like this. First of all, I was probably 90 pounds, tiny little thing, drinking it out of the bottle like it was a water bottle, just slugging it.
when you're a kid, you don't realize what it actually is.
And by the time it started hitting me, and I was like, actually, I really don't remember. All I remember is I was on her basement bathroom floor, literally like quivering and shaking.
It's quivering, and then
her dad-
the worst part is when the entire room is like you're in like a tunnel
Yeah.
or one of those.
Well, no,
amusement
I was
park
so
rides,
gone
like-
that I couldn't even see. Basically, I felt like I was just like,
yeah, it's terrible.
and her dad must have woken up from us being loud or something. And I remember him like standing over me and being like, "Are you okay? Like, do you need anything?" And I was like, "Get out."
To his own bathroom, his own house.
Yeah, and they just like sat there on the floor with me, and then I don't know, I woke up the next day and I was fine, I guess. I felt like shit, but
I just
Yeah.
have too many stories.
That's
like
horrible. I have none. I have never gotten sick from alcohol. I've never gotten blackout drunk, and I never will.
no, you never want to. It's
Yeah, you
truly
don't
one of the
want
worst
to.
feelings ever.
It's
I don't-
not.
I
It's
don't
not like
even-
a cool thing to do.
I don't like
It's
alcohol.
stupid.
No.
I feel like the only time I enjoy drinking is like maybe a glass or two of wine, and even then, like my stomach will be bubbling the whole night after.
And I'll be like, the feeling of like rolling around in your bed and you're so nauseous and you're just like, when is this gonna end?
The crazy part is like, so I've been to College Park once, which is it's a university in Maryland where they have like crazy parties, and West Virginia University, which is even crazier. We went to West Virginia University.
The dumpster party.
Yeah. First off, people are rolling dumpsters on fire. It's a really hilly place. It's all hills, like mountains in West Virginia. Rolling dumpsters on fire. Like it's burning down a steep ass hill of cobblestone.
Why?
And these kids with like 2 IQ just like yelling and
But they
shouting.
would throw couches out of the windows.
It's insane. And then we walked into a frat, and the bottom of the frat they leave open so anyone can just walk in. Makes no sense to me. You walk in, kids are just passed out everywhere on the ground.
It's just bizarre.
I'm like, this is insane.
Imagine
It's like
finding your
post-apocalyptic.
own child. I'd be like, are you kidding me?
It's ridiculous.
Thank God I didn't have to worry about you guys with that too much.
And they burn couches. Like when their football team wins, they burn couches. I'm like,
bizarre.
where am I right now? This
Doesn't make any
insane.
sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't get that.
yeah, don't
Don't drink.
drink. Yeah.
It's poison.
Well,
I
actually,
think she said smoking too, though.
I don't
She
have
asked.
any bad weed stories.
No, I don't think I do. From what I
I'm
remember.
surprised you don't.
Me and weed just get along. I don't think I can't like green out. I can't get too high, especially at this point.
She was high last night for sure. Folding up little cubes of cheese and putting them on cheese crackers already.
I was putting cheese on cheese crackers, and she's like, "How much weed did you smoke?"
Because she's sitting there by herself in the kitchen laughing while folding up little
I was
pieces of
laughing
cheese.
because you turned around and you had told me not to eat those crackers. You said I have to hide these from you.
Yeah, and then I walk up there and there's literally like a little mound on a tiny plate of cubed up cheese, like little squares on these tiny little cheese crackers that she like put them
You're gonna
all
have kids in the
together.
future. They're gonna
I
be
am
like,
who I
why
am.
Mom, why is Aunt Kennedy eating all the snacks?
No, they're gonna be like, "Mom, why is Aunt Kennedy so fun and always willing to play Barbies?"
And she'd be like, oh, she takes her special.
Okay, here's what you guys don't understand
Her
is that
sippy straw.
me high is virtually exactly the same as me sober, just happier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you act any different. I can just tell by looking at you, though.
Well, yeah, anytime past 5 p.m.
I can tell when you are because we'll be in conversation and suddenly you'll be like, okay, where
Brandon,
was I?
I'm never
She
around
does that
you
all the time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Any high behavior I've been doing long before I ever
She's
started
always
smoking weed.
has different thoughts than what you're actually talking about.
That's why anytime someone accuses me of being high, I'm just like, you guys don't even know the amount of times I've been high around you.
Yeah, I do. I can always tell.
No, you
I can
can't.
tell.
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm
I
high right
can-
now.
No, you're not.
You're not. I know you're not.
I know when you are. Your eyes literally look different. You look at me
the way
differently.
you talk slower. Not in a bad way. Not like you're slow.
She doesn't even realize you're not around yourself
I
when
don't
you're high,
care.
so you don't know.
I love myself.
I don't think I
No,
noticed.
sometimes though I can't tell if you're like just.
I don't think I noticed with her.
No,
You
this
might
is how,
not be
this is how I can
around.
tell. This is how I can tell.
Because it's usually in the morning that you're here.
This is how I can tell.
Right.
If Kenny's tired or like irritated, she'll just talk like a little bit slower and not as excited. But if she's high, she'll be excited and slow.
And
talk
exactly.
slower.
So why wouldn't I do something that literally, like, sometimes I'll just be in a little bit of a mood and I take like one hit. People are really gonna be like, "She's addicted." I don't even give a. Call me addicted.
I'm not saying don't do it. I don't care if it makes you happier and feel good. Then do
Literally,
it.
it feels like
matter.
instantly I'm like lighter. And I can enjoy movies more and I want to eat more. It like makes my life better in so many ways.
It does for a lot of people.
Yeah, it feels like medication to me. Like, sorry, I got a lot of issues. Okay, I need help.
I think people's biochemistry is different too.
Yeah,
like when I take
absolutely.
it, I feel like a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
and I can't do anything.
I don't think it
Depends on
I don't
what
think my
you
body likes
smoke.
it.
Corey feels like he's outside of himself.
I
Depends
really
on what
do.
you smoke though.
See, that would happen to me.
I-
I
yeah,
feel.
but
What
I-
do they call it? There's a word for it.
Dissociation,
I guess so. Yeah.
depersonalization.
Yeah.
Depersonalization. One time I took 2 headache pills, and like they tell you like the max you can take is 2, but I took 1. It wasn't working. I took another one. And I literally started feeling like I wasn't in my body, like I was like floating above
See, but
it.
here's the thing: is when I feel that, I like it. Not like
It wasn't
in a
bad, but I was just
scary
like, what
sense,
the fuck is
but
going on?
to me, it's just like anything that I feel like can take me a little bit out of my own head and stop me
Yeah.
from like overthinking or just like stop negative thought spirals. I feel like that's what it does for me. It feels like I can just be myself. It almost makes me more myself. Like it makes me. I literally had this conversation with a guy who worked at a dispensary, which every time I go to a dispensary, the people who work there are so nice and have the best energy, and I
'Cause
always
they're high.
start conversations
They're also
with
making
them.
bank,
But
that's
yeah,
why.
it's true because I was like, we were talking about smoking weed, and I was like, yeah, and then he was telling me like how we got into it. And I was like, because it made you feel like a kid again, right? And he was like, yeah, it makes you feel like a kid again. And I was like, if more people understood that, like it kind of chips away at the layers of like
Pain.
yeah,
Worry,
or just like the
anxiety,
the annoying adultness that comes with growing up of just like the world is scary and everyone sucks.
It just suffocates your brain a little so that you start so that you go back to like the mind of a 10-year-old.
It also depends on what you're smoking.
Yeah.
Because
Mom,
Cory,
do you
said-
remember? Hold on. Do you remember when you gave me NyQuil during the day once?
Why did
Holy
I do?
shit.
You probably were sick.
That was
You were
a
sick,
hallucination.
right?
I looked at my hands and they looked like they were growing into Mickey Mouse gloves.
You had to be sick or getting sick. I wouldn't just give that
NyQuil
to
has
you.
never done that to me.
I don't know, man. This was crazy. I
I've
was
taken
also a
NyQuil
small
and I'll
kid.
stay up for like an hour or two after, and I'm like, this did nothing.
I think certain people are definitely more prone to like
or sensitive to
I'm
things.
sensitive to drugs.
yeah.
You're sensitive
I never
to
was.
everything.
That's the thing too, is whenever I'd be in the hospital
Fucking
with
hives.
like you know, my health issues, they would be giving me pain medication, like tons of pain medication. And my
not
body would just
strong
like
enough.
yeah, it would never be strong enough. Like
Well, they're probably
I would have
giving
thrown
you
up from that.
they would
tiny,
give
tiny
me,
bits.
give me
I
so
couldn't
much.
believe how much they were giving her. At one point, I was just like,
I'm
"How
telling
is
you,
she
everyone's
still in
different. If they
pain?"
give me that much, I would have had a panic attack.
Yeah,
Literally, I
same.
don't
When I took
understand
pain
it.
meds when I got surgery, the second day of taking them, I freaking vomited my brains
But
out.
also, yeah, I ate like a brownie when I was 15 that my mother gave me.
Like, you were built
that's 'cause
differently.
you were
Me
in
and Brandon
pain.
are probably have some weird same
That's
genetic
the other
makeup.
thing too, is weed was always introduced into my life as a medicinal thing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go and smoke weed with my friends or like do anything like that. It was literally
I mean, you were at one point. You were just so not well that I was just like, "What else can we do? Like,
Yeah.
eat this brownie because you're gonna feel better." And it
guess what I
did.
did?
It did. It made her forget all about her
But that's
problems.
the thing is I got super high and was like definitely dissociating, but I liked it.
right.
So I don't know what that means, but I don't care.
You probably just got mom's. Remember we took that DNA test? You're like more similar to mom. And then Claudia and I's genetics were like near
That doesn't
identical,
make
just
sense, though,
male
because
female difference.
That's so funny. Mom gave me a brownie when I was 15, and dad is the reason I actually became a pothead because a couple of years ago he gave me gummies and was like,
Oh,
try
that's
these.
so weird
because
that-
he was using them for his
Yeah.
back pain.
If dad would have known that we like drank or smoked weed in school.
He'd have been mad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my God.
At that time, yeah.
Really?
He didn't know
But
anything.
That's the thing. I always would want to be like,
I lived a double life.
I never did anything bad at that age. Nothing. I actually did worse things when I was like 12 and I would catfish people online.
They literally, you know that show's so good, 69 or whatever it's called,
What?
with the two girls who pretend to be 13. Not 69.
Oh, Peanut, Pen 15.
I always say 69.
Pen
Like-
15.
Yeah, it's called Penis.
That show
Pen
is
15. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, they had an episode like that where the girl went on when they had AOL Messenger. It's two 13-year-olds
it.
from the 90s,
Wait,
but
did I
they're
watch that
played
with you
by
and
older
Kate?
girls. Huh?
Did I watch an episode of that with you and Kate?
Yeah, you're a part
Yes, I did. Oh my God.
hilarious show.
Hilarious.
Like they're so funny.
They're
And,
hilarious.
and it's
You
all
guys
of these
should watch
super
it.
relatable
Yeah.
things from the 90s. Like they go and aim AOL and like message in chat
And
rooms
they're
with
two
people.
little freaks. I'm telling you, kids are absolute freaks.
Listen,
The
me and
things
Devorah were
that I would
fucking
do.
bad. When we were 14, we would go on like chat roulette and be
Same.
talking to like grown
Okay,
men.
I would do that when I was 11. I would put eyeliner underneath my eyes and show them my bra strap.
Yeah, that
Oh my
that
God,
would have made
Kennedy.
me mad. That would have
See,
pissed
she
me
was
off.
bad, and I'm the one that got in
wasn't-
trouble all the
no,
time.
I wasn't bad. I would do weird things and not
That is
tell
bad.
anyone.
That would have made me
You would
mad
have been like one of the
because
little
I know
girls that
how-
ends up meeting up with a
I would never.
50-year-old.
That's the thing. I would never actually take it that far. I was always too scared. But I always was a little bit of a freak and would like doing those like weird things that I don't know. Something
That's not good.
It's so funny because that's literally what they do in that show. You have to watch
Yeah,
this
because
show.
I know
that's
that's-
when you were bored and you were born in the 2000s and you like didn't know what to do with your time. That's what you would do
why
for
I liked
fun.
that show
Yeah.
so much because I was like, this is exactly how
And prank
girls
calling.
act.
Remember
Yeah.
Star
So
67?
funny.
Yeah.
Well, me and would prank call people, and we did it from mom's house phone, and they called the phone number back, and it was mom going, "Hi, this is Jen Sinel. Please leave your name and number." And it was older kids that were in like your grade, and they were like, "We know that it's you guys," and we were like,
so bad.
so embarrassing.
Okay, well, in 5th grade, me and my best friend at the time had made a YouTube channel, and we walked around in class with the YouTube channel name, which it's still funny. It's like the same YouTube channel that I still use, so like the videos are on there, but they're just privated. But we would pass around little papers with the name on it to everyone in the class. I was like, go look at our YouTube channel.
Oh my god.
It's like people who hand out mixtapes in Vegas. You know when you're walking through Vegas and they're like, take my mixtape.
No,
take my
I literally
mixtape.
feel like we grew up in not the best
One of the
time,
best
but like
generations.
one of the best, because we didn't have TikTok and all of the toxic social media apps. It was literally just YouTube.
I have
and
a
like
core memory of like
Tumblr.
when I fell in gym class and I had to get stitches on my
Oh my
chin.
God.
And I went home and I had this one friend who I think he was on like the same bus route as me and stuff, but like he was just one of my good friends when we were in elementary school. And the minute I got home, I called him on the house phone because that's all you had. You had to write down people's phone numbers, and then I can't believe we're that old. That's so weird. We had to write down people's phone numbers and call them on the house phone. And I like called him to tell him, and I was like, I had to get stitches. And he was like, I knew that's what happened.
I know, I would have three-way calls with my elementary school best friend and the guy that we both had a crush, or boy that we both had a crush on, and we would just sit and talk for hours, like
Yeah,
on
I
the
would
phone.
call my one friend, this Stephanie, every morning. We would wake up early and be making breakfast. Like she like motivated me to want to cook breakfast every morning before like
When?
big tests. I was in probably elementary or middle school.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, and I would get up and I would go cook eggs in the kitchen because she was saying
God,
that
I
she was doing it, and I
have
was
no
like,
memory of that.
I was like, I need to make breakfast too. Like we have a test today or something. Like I don't know. She motivated me to do it, and I would just sit there with her on mom's house phone and talk to her while I made breakfast.
little adults.
Literally.
I think it was just simpler back
Me and
then.
Claudia would play school.
It's the
This is
same
why-
thing that
this is why
people
it
do
makes
now,
so much
but-
sense to me the way Claudia is the way she is, like what she does on TikTok and stuff. Because when we were kids, we would play school, and she would probably always be the teacher, but we would
Yeah.
literally like print out worksheets and have a little chalkboard and like
Yeah.
genuinely, why would we do that? Why do kids do that? Like it's so, I think you want to be adults so bad.
Well, I wanted to do anyone I looked up to, I like wanted to do what they were doing, and it's no
Same.
different than what I do now.
Same.
I watch girls on TikTok. What they're doing seems fun to me, and that is what I film and
Same.
post.
Honestly, yeah.
I just literally got the balls to actually put the videos out there. I mean, I always was like that, even with YouTube back in, I don't know, 2012.
I think all we had when we were kids is we would see movies, and my sister and I would just act them out.
Yeah, but a lot of the stories that you tell
That's
from when
it.
you were a kid sound really fun, where you could like walk around and like
Oh
do
yeah,
things.
we lived in a neighborhood where you could. Everyone's door was open. You could just walk into somebody's
Yeah,
house.
well, when we were
Can't do that
kids, the
now.
neighborhood we lived in, you could do the same thing basically. Maybe not walk into their house,
Right.
but
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
parents were just like, hey,
well,
you
where
want to
we
come
were,
in? Hey,
we
you want
were in
something
a
to eat?
cul-de-sac, so it was very
Yeah,
safe.
and we got lucky as because there's no
Yeah.
neighborhoods like that now. You can't do that.
I know.
No.
Yeah, well, Claudia's neighborhood I love because it feels very safe.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
thinking that this was a memory I had that my sister and I did. This is what we used to do. I have no idea where we got this idea from, but I was like, had her and me with rocks or stones in our hands, and when people would drive by,
You'd throw
we
them
would
at the
throw
car.
the stones at the cars,
fucked.
and it would land all over the cars. We thought it was funny, and then one car, like three of them, and then one car stopped, and the guy got out, and he was like, "What is your name?" And I was like, "Tiffany," and she like made up another name. He's like, "Where's your house?"
Wait, you said
I'm
the
gonna
name
touch
the
your
other
mother.
day.
I can't remember what name it was.
That's such a
And
classic,
We
like,
pointed
kid
at like
thing,
the neighbor's
kid old
house,
woman.
and he was like, "I'm gonna talk to your mother." We were we like took off and ran.
And he went to that house.
I don't know what he did, but
Probably
we just
didn't.
ran. He goes, "You're not supposed to do that." And I said to my sister, "Remember we did that?" She was like, "What was wrong with us? What did we think?"
Kids just did that. When
We had
when
nothing else
lived
to
in,
do.
After you and Dad got divorced, we lived in this neighborhood. One of the neighbors got a brand new car. And I was with my friend who lived in the neighborhood. We were probably, I don't know, like 12, 13 or something. He picks up a rock. We're really far away from the car. He's like, bet I can throw this over the car.
Oh
It
God!
was
my God,
like
I
a
remember
super long
that.
distance. Chucks the rock. It goes, whoo, boom, hits right on top of the car while the guy's standing outside. I'm like, you fucking idiot. And like, I did not like confrontation when I was a kid or like to do bad things.
Brandon, you
and
never have.
Yeah, so I had the
Neither
worst
of us
feeling going through me. I'm like, is this guy going to think that I threw the rock at his car? And he goes, who did that?
We were
We were like,
But at least you
all-
guys knew that was wrong.
no, we were all
even though it
genuinely.
was
You
wrong.
know why we were good kids? Because we were all afraid of confrontation. We were all afraid of getting reprimanded because of
yeah, 'cause
Dad.
you
Honestly,
you know it's bad.
yeah.
Out of curiosity.
We did not know. We didn't know throwing stones
Some
at
kids are
cars
just
was bad.
crazy. They're like, I don't care. Let's just do it.
Yeah, because of their parents.
Yeah,
Their
remember,
parents let them do whatever.
Like Eric Reed, he would take like a mountain bike, which is not for going off jumps. He would set up a ramp with
I
like a
remember
gap
it, yeah.
between it and go as fast as he could and fly off this
Yeah.
ramp and then bust ass. And he was
Right.
like, "Oh, you go," and I'm like, "I'm not doing that."
Right? You wouldn't do stuff like that.
No.
You were
Brandon-
really careful.
Brandon was just like a different kind of boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
would
was
not
very
do
careful.
stupid stunts.
You're
No.
safe.
Yeah. I
You were
was
always
just like,
smart.
what's the point of jumping off of this? Because like, okay, best case you go over it, then great, congratulations.
Well,
like,
I remember down the street, I had this really good friend, and she didn't want to go to school and take some tests or something, so she decides to jump off a roof and break her arm.
see, that's insane.
Yeah,
That's insane.
What?
yeah. So then for some reason, I thought that was like cool, and so I was like,
that's
trying
kinda
to.
cool.
Me and my friend were trying to run into the wall from like a distance and try to break our arm. We throw our arm into the wall.
Because she could died.
I don't know why a broken arm, like having the cast, we thought she was cool.
See, that
Yeah,
would be a
that's
good
like as a
episode of
kid.
that show.
Right.
A girl
something
jumps
they would
off,
do.
breaks her arm, she doesn't have to go to school, and then they try to copy her, so they start
Literally
running
something
into
they would
walls.
have done. I wish there was more of that show.
It's so good.
If anyone needs a show to laugh at, watch Pen 15. It is
That's
literally
really
one
funny.
of the best shows I've watched this
That's like
year.
the best name that it could be because people definitely used to type that way on like
Yeah, I know.
Girl Sense and stuff.
It is
They
just,
nailed it. Whoever's the writer for that show is like
I think
a
it's the
90s
two of
kid.
them.
I was gonna say it has to be a girl that literally did that as a kid.
No, it's the two main girls. I'm pretty yeah, it is them. They created the show and they wrote it.
The one girl is so funny.
They're both-
I don't cry of laughter often, but that show, one of the episodes, I forget what it was. I was crying of laughter. Like I couldn't breathe.
Was that when you were at my apartment? Because you were crying of laughter when I showed you a certain episode.
Maybe it was that. I can't remember.
To be a good comedian, you have to be willing to take it as far as it
Yeah.
needs to go, and you have to like surrender all composure.
Yes.
And like
Yeah.
just
Oh, it was the band one. I don't know. I don't think I watched that with you.
no, you did. You did.
Yeah,
when she's doing the drum.
Yeah, I was crying. It was hard to like contain it.
It's just a really like feel good show, but it also has a lot of serious moments. Definitely made me cry. I cry so easily these days. I don't know what's going on with me, but like
all the weed.
it does not. Maybe it makes me more emotional, but it does not take much to make me cry. Like I could sit here if I start talking about how much I love you guys, I would start crying. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've always been that way, but
I think you're just like highly emotional.
Yeah, I am.
On the scale.
okay. And on that note,
What time is it?
Talk about our feelings. Okay.
Oh, it's almost 12:30, Corey.
I'm tuning out, so it's
Penny's
time
gonna
to
start
end it.
crying, guys. We gotta go. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. If you have a question for us, there's a phone number in the description.
or a
Just send text
story
message.
that you want us
Or a
to
story.
read.
Yeah. If you have a good
We can just
story,
react.
yeah, we'll react.
We
to your
like the
story.
stories.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye.